You know, some of the most powerful love stories, they aren't the ones with the perfect happy ending. They're the ones defined by their tragic, unforgettable truth.
And that quote, it's the perfect way to begin our dive into a timeless tale of passion and sacrifice from the banks of the River Chenab. Today, we're exploring the legendary story of Sohni and Mahiwal, a love so strong it defied society, distance, and in the end, fate itself.
So let's set the scene. Our story begins in a world where tradition and social status dictated, well, pretty much everything. And right at the heart of it are two people from completely opposite ends of that world, whose lives were never, ever supposed to cross. On one side, you have Sohni. She's the daughter of a humble potter living a simple life by the river, known everywhere for her incredible grace and beauty. And on the other side, Izzat Beg, a rich, powerful merchant from a land far away, a man who had everything. I mean, their worlds were literally poles apart. But then, one day, it happened. Izzat Beg saw Sohni, and in one single, faithful moment, his entire world was turned upside down. And when I say his world changed, I mean he completely forgot his old life. All that wealth, the status, none of it meant anything anymore. He just gave it all up. He took a job herding buffalo and became known to everyone as just Mahiwal, the cattle herder. And he did all of it for one reason, just to be near her. And it was in these stolen moments, away from the judging eyes of the world, that their incredible love started to blossom.
But of course, a love like this, so profound, so unconventional, it was never going to be accepted. Sohni's family, completely bound by tradition, forced her into an arranged marriage with another man. They hoped that putting a whole river between them would just extinguish the flame. But it didn't, not even close. Separated by that powerful river, Sohni absolutely refused to give up.
I want you to just try and imagine this. Every single night, she would set out on this incredibly dangerous journey. We're talking pitch black darkness, freezing cold water, and a river current so strong it could sweep anyone away in an instant. And yet, she faced it over and over again. Her journey wasn't about finding an easy way. It was about a fearless heart, a heart fueled completely and totally by love.
So how did she manage this impossible crossing? With a simple baked clay pot. That's it. This one fragile object became absolutely everything to them. It was her lifeline. It was a symbol of hope, of trust. In a world that was doing everything it could to tear them apart, this little earthen pot was the one thing holding their love together across that massive, dangerous river.
For a little while, their secret meetings continued. But I love this defiant, this passionate. Well, it rarely stays a secret forever, right? The story takes a dark turn, the dramatic turning point, when Sohni's secret is discovered by her jealous and furious sister-in-law.
So this was the pot Sohni trusted with her life. It was strong, properly fired in a kiln, sturdy enough to handle the river. It really represented the strength and the reliability of her love for Mahiwal.
But then, on one fateful night, her sister-in-law replaced that trusted pot with this, a weak, unbaked pot of clay. It looked the same on the surface, but it was nothing short of a death trap, designed to completely dissolve in the water. Just a cruel, unbelievably malicious act of betrayal. And that night, the unthinkable happened. As Sohni entered the river, that unbaked clay just began to dissolve in her hands. She cried out for Mahiwal in desperation. Hearing her screams, he didn't hesitate. He leaped into the raging current to save her. But the river, it was just too powerful. The very same water that had once connected them now consumed them, uniting them, finally and forever, in death. Now you'd think the story ends right there, in the cold, silent depths of the river, but it didn't. Their tragedy was so profound, so deeply felt, that it became something more. It became an immortal legend.
See, their love didn't fail. The world around them failed their love. And people knew it. The villagers, the poets, the storytellers, they all refused to let their memory just fade away. They turned that immense pain into timeless songs and verses. Sohni and Mahiwal were no longer just two people. They became these enduring symbols of ultimate sacrifice and devotion.
So their story leaves us with some really powerful lessons. It shows us that true love demands incredible courage, that society often fears what it can't understand or control, that sacrifice is often the real price of a deep, meaningful love,
And maybe most importantly, that even when love doesn't win in the traditional sense, its power, its essence, that can never, ever be destroyed.
And this line, wow. This captures the absolute core of their story. They were denied a life together by the world, but in their hearts, every single breath they took was for the other person. It's just a testament to a love that was absolute, even when faced with the ultimate tragedy.
And so their story leaves all of us with a timeless and honestly a deeply personal question. It forces us to look inside and ask ourselves, what are we truly willing to risk for the people and the things we love? It's a question that keeps their legend alive and just as relevant hundreds of years later.